Welcome to Adventures in Millerland. I'm Carrie.
And I'm Chris.
And today we are going to talk to you about tips for Disney Cruise online check-in and safe passage registration. If you are new to our channel, thanks for joining us. We have a family vlog that we do a lot of travel, Disney, local adventures, and as you could probably tell, since we know about the online check-in, we are going on a Disney cruise in, well, right now it's 12 days. By the time you're watching this, it'll be a few less than that. And so it's going to be one of the first Wonder cruises out of San Diego this October. And so we'd love if you would subscribe so you can hear more about that cruise from us.
Yeah. As we walk through all these tips and the things that we experienced and learned as we did our online check-in and safe passages registration, keep in mind right now it's October 2021. Things very well might change quite a bit.
We're making this video to hopefully make things easier and helpful for you, but we are not the last word on this. Definitely check with Disney and check with Inspire Diagnostic just to make sure you have everything set the way it should be.
All right, so first we're going to talk about online check-in, and it can be done, I believe it's 30 days before your sail date. And for us on the West Coast, we can do it at 9 p.m., which is midnight Eastern. And so for those on the East Coast, you can do it at midnight. So I was plugging away on my computer doing this. I didn't record any of it. When you do online check-in, there's a whole bunch of sections, like 7, maybe 8 sections that you have to work through. And what I learned ahead of time, because I watched a few videos of other people's online check-in, is that it's super helpful to have a number of things ready to go. Pictures taken, documents scanned, information that you need ready to go so that you can fly through this so you can get the earliest port arrival time so you can spend the most time on the ship.
Yeah, eating crab claws.
Oh yeah,
or whatever it
Cabanas.
is. Yeah, can't wait.
Yep. So I'm gonna walk you through all the different steps, and I got my notes here on my phone. So the first section is guest information. And this is where you're gonna wanna have your information, pics you take, documents scanned so you're ready to go. And the first thing you have to put down is your contact information. And this is really stuff you should already know, so it shouldn't be too hard. And then have an emergency contact ready to go along with their phone number for every person in your sailing party. Then after that, you just need to have a passport or a license or any kind of ID that you have for every person in your sailing party scanned at with a highest quality scan, ready to upload. And then I think you need to enter in some of the information like the ID number on that document, name, expiration date, all those kind of things. So just have that ready to go, scanned on a file that you can easily upload. And then after that, you're gonna upload what Disney calls a security photo. And for a security photo, you pretty much just need to have a picture of your shoulders up, squarely facing the camera, and nothing behind you. So stand up against a blank wall, and you gotta have a clear view image of your face, nothing on your face, no eyewear or anything like that, and a clear image, so good quality picture. But make sure you take those pictures before you do your check-in. I've heard stories of people scrambling to find old pictures that they hope they're gonna work. The thing is, this is the part that takes the longest for Disney to verify. And so we did this 2 weeks ago. We still haven't gotten our check-in stuff verified because there's actual people verifying each of these images. So it's fairly common from what we've heard they'll verify these pictures in the week leading up to your sail date, the week of your sail date. So after your security photo, you go to the next section, which is your onboard account. And this is where you need to put in your payment for when you charge things on the cruise. So if you booked an excursion, if you booked an activity, an onboard activity, Paolo, or anything like that, this is how you're gonna pay for it. And for us, we have a Disney Visa card, so we're gonna use that. You can put whatever credit card you want on there, and you can also assign charging privileges to each other as husband, wife, spouse. And also if you have kids, you can either assign them charging privileges where they can charge their own things, or probably not a good idea. we chose not to do that for our girls. So if they want to buy something, we have to be there with them. We don't want surprises. All right, the next section is traveling with children. And this is a really easy one. It's just registering them if they're 12 and under for Oceaneers Club. Really easy, you'll fly through this one. It's pretty simple and quick. Then your next section, which is your Second to last one is travel plans. This is where if you're driving to the port, you can just say I'm driving, and we didn't choose that because we're flying into San Diego. So we put down our airline, our flight number, what time we're arriving, even our flight information for when we go home. So make sure to have all that stuff ready to go on another app or on your computer screen or somewhere so that you can have quick access to that information.
All right, the last two sections are port arrival time and cruise contract. So for port arrival time, depending on how quickly you get through everything, you will be able to select the earliest time possible. So select your preferred port arrival time. And then you have to agree to the cruise contract. So basically scroll through it and agree if you want to get on the ship.
And that's pretty much it. So once you're finished with your cruise contract, you should see a port arrival form, and you just print that up, bring that, and put that with all your documentation that you're going to bring with you to the cruise port, so you can have that ready to show them. It's going to have some QR codes for every person in your party and information about your cruise. Next, we're going to talk about safe passages. And everyone in your party, at least every adult in your party, needs to register their own account on safe passages. If you have kids like us, you can attach them to one of the parents' registrations. And I did that with our girls. Carrie made her own, and we're good to go. So really, what we want to talk you through is our process, what we learned, and some things that hopefully might be helpful for you. If you want to see someone do their safe passage registration live on camera and walk you through that piece of the process, check out the channel Leg Life. Adam on their channel did a great job of doing that. He just uploaded that a few days ago. So I encourage you to check that out.
And that one is for adults only.
And that one's adults only. So for this one, we're going to talk about the experience that we did and really how we've navigated this having kids. And one of them being 11, who at this point in time in October 2021 can't be vaccinated yet. And so she has to have a negative COVID test, and you need to make a plan for that. So we'll talk about that in just a moment. So for everyone who has a vaccine card, have those vaccine cards like scanned, ready to go, so that when you're on this, when you're trying to register for safe passages, you can just do that quickly, easily, and get that part done with. That part's really simple and straightforward. And also want to mention, when you, after you submit the vaccine card, it pops up with an option to declare yourself or identify as 90 days recovered. And if that's you, if you've been COVID positive, it gives you protocols, and it gives you a way, you'll see it on the screen, but it'll give you a way or a process to upload a few documents to get approved for that. Just because you upload the documents doesn't mean you're automatically approved. I think they have to approve you. That said, we didn't have to do that, thankfully. So for us, the twist is having a child 11 or under. So if that's you, we hope that what we get to share with you will be helpful, because we have some insights on some things that we discovered, but also talking to some people at Disney Cruise Line and Inspire Diagnostics on some best practices that we've adopted and that I think we can encourage you to follow too. So for anyone 11 and under that wants to sail on Disney Cruise right now, again, October 2021, they need to have a negative COVID test uploaded on Safe Passage's site anywhere between 3 days to 24 hours before your sail date. And that
have to take the test within 3 days, right? Not just
yes,
uploaded.
Yes. Well, both. They have to take the test anywhere between 3 days to 24 hours before, but they also have to upload it in that window too. Mm-hmm. You can't upload it 24 hours if you get past that 24 hours before you cruise. So it's really important to understand that, know that. And if you have questions about that, if that sounds confusing like it does for a lot of people right now, make sure you reach out to Disney Cruise Line. They can walk you through it. There's also only 3 kinds of tests as of right now that they're taking. And that's a rapid PCR, a lab-based PCR, and also an NAAT test. And thankfully for us, that's what we chose to do for our daughter. And so here in town, we have a vaccine clinic set up in the parking lot of our shopping mall, of all places.
A vaccine and testing clinic.
Yes. Yeah, that's. I don't know if they give vaccines, but they do testing. Mm-hmm. That's what they do. And so for us, it's actually covidclinic.com. They have actually these kind of sites all over the country. And so if you're traveling and this is what you need to do is kind of what we're talking about, see if they're in your area to see if they have one of those 3 tests available. There is a cost to it. The NAAT test is, I think it's $200. So it's not cheap. For us, it gives us a lot of confidence that if she comes back negative, It's a rapid test, and we get the results back within an hour. They text us and email us the results, and we can get a document that we can upload to Safe Passage's website to say, hey, here's our negative test result for our 11-year-old daughter. And so that's what you need to do. On top of that, I talked to a DCL cast member, guest services cast member on the phone, and he suggested, because he's had a lot of conversations with people who've been calling in with a day or two, maybe the day of their sailing, freaking out because their testing option didn't work out as they had planned. So what he said was, have a plan A, like we have a plan B, and then potentially maybe have a plan C, which seems scary. But I think it's really important advice to take and go with. For us, what we're doing as a plan B, we're going to go to Walgreens and take a normal lab-based PCR test, have our daughter take one of those. And in our experience with that recently, we got the results back within 2 days. There's no guarantee of that happening. And for us, if we did that on 3 days before we sailed, we very likely wouldn't get those results until after we boarded our plane to fly down to San Diego, which is why we're doing the first option, the plan A that we talked about.
Right.
But what we actually did, and so anyways, getting back to that, we'll get to that in a second, what I wanted to say, but what we will do is after we do the NAAT test, is I'm gonna take her over to Walgreens and we'll schedule a test for her that same morning. We'll submit that. It may sound like it's more effort than it's needed, but it's good. I feel good about having two different types of tests that we will hopefully have the results for by the time we're ready to board. Mm-hmm. And so
what you don't want is being ready to board and not have a test ready.
Yeah.
But don't you need to upload it 24 hours before ahead of time?
Yeah. And when I talked to the cast member, they said, we can work with you if you bring the results to the port as well. But if you're going to upload them, they want you to upload them 24 hours before you sail. But you can also bring it to the port there physically. But it's going to be a quicker process checking in and getting on board if you upload everything ahead of time. So we're going to do both of those. That's our plan A and plan B. One other thing, and this is really the last thing that we did that has nothing to do with Safe Passages, but one of the things that we did recently was we just this last weekend, I think it was about 16 days before our sail date, we all went to Walgreens and we scheduled a test for all four of us to go through the drive-through window. For two reasons. One, to see how long the process takes from when you submit the test and when you also get it back in your email inbox. And one thing we did, another reason we did it was also to see where we stand. Like, are we all negative right now? Is one of us positive? In case we had to take advantage of that, declaring ourselves as 90 days.
Within that 90-day window of recovered. So if we...
Yeah. And by the way, it's a 90 to 11 days before you sail.
Yeah.
As 90 days recovered. It has to be 11 days to 90 days. And so that's why we did it like 15, 16 days beforehand.
Yeah.
But knowing that I was negative when we took that test, and all four of us were, thankfully, makes us feel a lot better. And feels like we can get a little more excited, like this is actually going to happen.
We'll see.
Yeah, you keep saying that. But so I think for us, it was really important to do that. The girls were troopers too. Like they put that spot in. It's self-administered. Oh, and by the way, the test, at least at Walgreens, and I'm sure at many other pharmacies, it's free. And so it's easy. You got to drive through it. There's a little bit of a wait. We pulled up to the drive-through window and we waited for a while. I think the whole process took about 45 minutes from when we first got in line in the drive-through to when we pulled out of there. Mm-hmm. Great way to have a plan B, or a great way to do that 2 weeks before test, just to see where you're at going into the cruise. So we really hope that this was helpful for you. If you're going on a Disney cruise and you want to know what to expect, I'm a detail person, so I love to know all the details of what's coming and what should I expect. But I hope this was helpful for you guys. We hope that this process goes easy for you. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. That said, I would definitely recommend you call Disney Cruise Line and call Inspired Diagnostics if you have questions specifically about what you should expect for some of this stuff and really what's the current rules.
So if you're watching this video, that probably means you are going on a Disney cruise soon, just like we are. And we want to let you know that we are going to be vlogging from the Disney Wonder in October, and we'll have lots of videos to upload We'll be talking about what the safety protocols are like, what the experience is like. If you have any questions about what you're wondering about on the ship, if you want to put them in the comments, we'll try to think about those and answer them directly in future vlogs after we are on the ship. But we hope that you have a great Disney cruise, and we can't wait to tell you about ours. Hopefully everything goes smoothly with your online check-in and testing. And thank you so much for watching this video with us.
We are so excited to sail on the Wonder in almost a week and a half. And we can't wait to share all of our adventures on there for being on a Disney cruise ship for the first time with you guys, with kids that are like preteen, teenager, young teenager. Can't wait to share our perspective as first-time cruisers with you guys. And so we hope you join along. Make sure you hit the like button if this video was helpful for you, and make sure you hit subscribe and click the notification bell so you don't miss any videos as we upload them from our Disney cruise and other adventures that we go on. And we typically post a new video each week on Saturday mornings. So thanks for watching. Have an amazing week. Hope to see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.